Thank you, Adonai. Thank you, Adonai. Thank you, Adonai. Thank you, Adonai. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. Echad. Blessed be His name. His glorious kingdom is forever and ever. Shema Yisrael.
Adonai Elohim
Hallelujah. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. These two commandments, the whole Torah rests upon that foundation. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! As I see on the news, and I even struggle sometimes with defensiveness. But I want to share what I feel is Yeshua's heart, the heart of God, when it comes to race relations and things like that. And I got to share it from my own perspective as a Jew. If you've heard this already, you can go take a nap. So, being a Jew, I grew up in a post-Holocaust household. And I've seen the generational devastation that can happen when there's real, like, racism, that kind of trauma, right? I see it in my family. I've dealt with it. My family, grandparents, my parents, grandparents, this utter distrust of Gentiles because of the reality of what happened in the past, right? I've seen it. I experience it. Right? So what happens sometimes in Germany is this. So there are a lot of Jews that are still distrustful of Germans, right? I mean, we're just like a generation or two after the Holocaust. So there are Jewish people that just don't trust. But their reason for distrust, it's not just paranoia, it comes from the trauma of what they legitimately dealt with. And not just the Holocaust. My great-grandparents were locked away out of towns in Eastern Europe. They were not allowed to shop in certain places. They were not allowed to live in certain places. I mean, they were put into ghettos. I mean, they were kicked out of countries, had to go to another country. This is the history of Jews, okay, in Europe, right? And that stays with a group of people. And even though as I've never really dealt with a lot of rampant anti-Semitism myself as a human, I certainly see the impact generationally. So when in, let's say, Germany, when a German, like young Germans, and I've seen this more in Christian circles and in believing circles, when they gather around Jews and say, I love you, and I want to show you love, because I know what you dealt with. I wasn't the perpetrator, but I know what you dealt with from my ancestors. And I want to love you, and I'm going to hug you, and I'm going to keep hugging you, and I'm going to hug it out of you. And I'm not letting go. I've seen that happen in certain events in Germany, and I believe that expresses the heart of Yeshua. What doesn't express the heart of Yeshua are the young Germans that say, hey, that wasn't me. That was them. Get over it already. And I can understand it. I don't even come to you as an expert in this because, I struggle with it also. And sometimes I get really defensive. And, but I believe that the heart of God is just to hug the broken. Right? Amen. That's the heart of God. And a German that may say, hey, that wasn't me. I wasn't a Nazi. Get over it already. Stop saying that Jewish lives matter already. We've come beyond that as a country already, haven't we? Well, yeah, Germany has come a long way, but there's still a lot of pain and post-traumatic disorder in Jews. And it's a holy thing to just hug them and not let go. Amen. It's the same thing with the black community. There's a lot of trauma in the black community. legitimate post-trauma. Legitimate, intergenerational trauma. So when an event happens and it rips open the wound, I believe that Yeshua's, even if it becomes politicized and all this type of thing, and we hate that, the heart of God is to hug and to not let go. And that's it. And say, I know what you dealt with, and I know even what you're dealing with, and I know we've come a long way in this country, but I know we still have some room to grow here. I'm not even going to try to convince you of anything. I just want to hug you. And I believe that expresses Yeshua's heart. And it doesn't matter if whatever else it is, what's going on. It's just to hug the broken, recognize there's a wound, and hug the wound out. The wound is not going to heal until the people who don't have that wound hug the wound out of those with the wound. So that I believe, and I'm not coming with this a lecture because believe me, Susie and I argue about it all the time. Why? So I just humbly submit it, and I hope it comes across humbly. So we're going to do the Kaddish for the two gentlemen that died, and for the cops, the police officers who were shot, because there's a lot of division in this country. And Father, you are not a God of division; you are a God of unity. You said, "May they be as one, as Yeshua and the Father are one." I mean, that's an amazing unity, like a Trinitarian type of unity. You're saying, "May we be as one, as you and the Father are one." That's an amazing unity. Oh Adonai, heal divisions. Heal divisions. Heal divisions. The division is such an abomination to you, Adonai. I know it is. We can isolate certain sins and say abomination. I'm telling you, division is an abomination to the Lord. So Father, heal us. In Yeshua's name. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panavelecha v'yifrunecha. Yisa Adonai panavelecha v'yasem lecha shalom. The Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, the Lord cause His face to shine upon you and be merciful to you. The Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you His perfect shalom.
Shalom!